Hey, hello everyone, this is Soumya from Bookfeast channel. Today in this video, I am gonna explain the poem which is written by Robert Frost titled Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Event. So before getting into the video, I have posted the particular content in Tamil also. If you are in need of that, please do refer the description for the link and please do subscribe our channel to get further more updates. And we have certain points to remember before we get into the poem. So, when you talk about the speaker of the poem, it is none other than the poet himself, Robert Frost. And the season mentioned here in the poem is the winter season. You could have guessed it from the title Snowy. So, when does the snow appear? It appears during the winter season. And when you go for poetic devices, alliteration, hyperbole, personification, repetition and rhyme scheme. So, I have posted a video on the poetic devices. If you want that, you can refer the description also, and when you go line by line, I'll be explaining you it in detail. So now coming to the poet's introduction, Robert Frost was born in the year 1874, 26 March. He was passed away in the year 1968. He is an American poet and he has received 4 Pulitzer Prize for poetry, and he has been invited as a special guest at President John F. Kennedy's inauguration. And when you talk about his famous works, The Road Not Taken, West Running Brook, Bending Wall, After Apple Picking, etc. We'll get into the poem. Whose wits are these? I think I know. His house is in the village though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his wits fill up with snow. So here the poet says, whose wits these are, I think I know. So at present we could guess that he is standing in a woods. So woods literally refers to the forest area. So he is standing in a forest based area where he finds no one around him, and he guesses that he knows the owner of the place. Where he says, whose wits these are, I think I know. So I think I know the owner of the wood. Maybe his house is in the village area. He has been residing himself in the village area, and he will not see me stopping here. So the owner of the owner of the woods cannot see me, or he will not be knowing that I am stopping in his wood to watch his woods fill up with snow. So what for he is stopping here? He wanted to enjoy the wood, the scenery of the wood which is covered with snow. So it is basically a natural happening during the winter season. Winter season, the forest will be covered with snow. But here the poet, he exaggerates the incident. So it is hyperbole. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. So, my little horse, he gives the horse a humanly quality. So it is personification. My little horse must think it queer. So my little horse is very strange because he is having some guesses. What for he is standing here? So what may be the reason? To stop without a farmhouse near. So there is no house, any farmhouse to stay near. Then why does the poet want to stop here? Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. So he describes the winter season in the wood. So between the wood and the frozen lake, it was fully covered with darkness, where the darkness seems to be the darkest evening of the year. So it is not only darkest evening, it seems to be the one and only darkest evening of the year. So it is denoted by the superlative degree, the and the darkest word. See, the frozen lake, even the water in the lake has been frozen during this season. He gives his harshness bell a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. So again he literally refers to the horse, where the horse is given the humanly quality. So it is personification. The horse expresses his surprise by shaking his harshness bell as if to know whether there is anything wrong, to ask if there is some mistake. So the horse wants to put up a question, is there any fault or mistake? He can't speak, so he is shaking his head, which shakes the bell. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. So one sound is produced by the hairs and the other one and only sound is heard is the blowing of the breeze and the falling of the snowflakes. Towards the last stanza, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. And miles to go before I sleep. So the woods are lovely. The woods are very lovely. The darkness, even though it is dark, it is very pleasant and it is very enjoyable to slay. And deep, here deep refers to the density of the forest. So how dense it is. But even though he wanted himself to stop here, he couldn't do it because he has many promises to keep. He has promised to make many things in life. Miles to go before I sleep. So again and again he stresses these two lines, that is repetition. So the same line repeats, keeps on repeating. Here sleep refers to maybe the permanent sleep or a normal sleep. The poet wanted to stop in the woods where he hesitates because he has many promises to keep, and also he says that he has to go beyond miles and miles in order to make his promises before he sleep. Maybe the sleep may be the everyday sleep or the eternal one. So here I conclude my video. Once again I remind you, I have posted the particular content in Tamil also. If you are in need of that, please do refer the description for the link. Please do share and subscribe our channel to get further more updates. Thank you.